Now that whole issue sort of rolls right into immigration. You know, some of these people are sneaking in to the mosques, but we also have the whole issue of, got a lot of people in the country who snuck in, and should we just be legalizing them and letting them stay, or should they be punished for having snuck in and costing us all this money?
Well,
Where's the issue?
I'm not so sure that, for instance, the 9/11 attackers were here on visas, I believe almost all of them, but so they were here legally, so to speak.
The doctors in
The
England.
doctor issue was a big surprise, wasn't it?
Sure was, yeah.
What I believe in terms of the immigration issue, practical matter, we're not going to deport 12 million people. I think we do have to get them on a path to citizenship. Having said that, I do not believe that they should be put ahead in line of anybody who's played by the rules. I think they should get to the back of the line, metaphorically. I think they should pay fines. Just, I don't think it should be a free pass. I don't think it should be amnesty. I was speaking to a fellow in Lawrence a few weeks ago, and he's from Santo Domingo, came here legally, is working, was with one of the unions at one of the union forums, told me the story of how it's been 4 years that he's trying to get his wife to come, and he's going by the rules.
Right.
And it's a long, long wait. His point was, it's not fair for, it's been a strain for me and my family to be apart, but he had work here and he came here, and it's been the American way for generations, obviously. But someone like that would feel, this isn't fair if someone can tomorrow step in line when he's waited 4 long years, and it's probably going to be another year.
The thing that's troubling is, in this whole, and I sometimes just don't pay enough attention to that issue because it has dominated one campaign after another.
Yeah.
Dominated the last governor's race. The fact is that the Congress, the president, for many years, have not been able to do anything about this problem.
They've done nothing. One of my concerns about it is, by doing nothing, I think that is de facto amnesty.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
And so when people talk about it's amnesty, that is de facto amnesty. And we don't know who's here, quite frankly. We don't know where they are. In this day of Homeland Security and terrorist threats, that's a foolish position to put ourselves in.
Yeah.
But you talk about, one side, which is path to citizenship, I think fines, and it's a long wait to get there. It could be 12 or 13 years for those folks to become U.S. citizens. That's okay. In the meantime, you have to do something about security, whether it's border, securing borders, stepping up, so that you know who is in this country.
But when you say path to citizenship, does that include they have to stop following the rules?
Sure.
If you want to live here, you have to have an identity card. You
Oh,
have
yeah.
to get a real driver's license.
Yeah.
You get to be punished if you crash into me.
They have to be accounted for. They have to pay taxes. They have to, do those things and play by the rules. There's another aspect that isn't often discussed, but the rules really have to be enforced against employers because,
100%.
Look, there's a need. If people are starving or their families, they feel that if they make this dangerous crossing, whether it's across the Mexican border, and there will be work on the other side, they're going to keep doing it as long as the employers are
But
going
there
to
has to be
keep
more than
hiring.
that because the rules for the employers don't seem to exist.
Well, they're not enforced, and they're not enforced, and they're not enforced in a way that is going to have a meaningful impact. If you
Now,
have to
do
pay
you
a
think
fine,
those laws
it's
should only
worth
be
it.
at the federal level, or should they be down at the state or the towns, or?
Well,
what's the federal
I
role
think
there?
it is a federal level, but there is a way, I think, of enlisting the aid of local communities for enforcement
Because
purposes.
the states
there
have
aren't
tried
enough
to
ICE,
say our police will
agents.
bring people in.
But in fairness, given what we've all seen with local municipal budgets, old, Drake, and whatever, you're really not in a position to enforce the
Right.
federal law at this
Right.
point because they just don't have the resources to do it.
Right.
But even if they
chasing
try
it
to,
down.
they're not allowed to.
No, but it would seem that's, again, I get back to priorities, because this is an area that we need to allocate more monies. And nobody wants to raise taxes, so the next question is, well, where do you get the money from? Well, you don't spend $500 billion in Iraq in a war there when these monies should be more properly spent here.